fuck it, we're doing live.
We are fucking live, you prick. Welcome to the Trash Picture Show with some more action figure talk. We're going to have more folks in later on, but at the moment, I'm joined by the ever and always fantastic Predpool, this fucking dude, and I'm joined by this wonderful mad fucker here, LJ. So, consensus and general fucking topic is going to be action figure maintenance or repair and our kind of tips and tricks and secrets. But before we do that, lads, Predpool, is there anything you want to show off? Anything new to the collection? Anything you're kind of dying to showcase?
Kind of on a dry spell, but the latest thing that I got has been the Marvel Legends Agent Venom. I found him at Target.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, he looks awesome.
here, I got the one that was for the Walgreens a couple of years ago. I have that one still. So each one has its pros and cons. But yeah, this is a nice figure. I think you pretty much get your money's worth, kind of, for this one. So, but yeah, that's my latest one.
Is there a review out for that guy or that people can check out? Okay, cool. So yeah, I was going to ask pros and cons to the figure, but the dude has a review up, so don't bother fucking listen to this. Fucking go check out the guy's review of the figure because the dude does fucking legendary figure reviews. And just again, it's Marvel Legends. We're going to be getting into that because Predpool brought it up about Marvel kind of going a bit more boutique with their figures, which I'm not too fucking impressed with, but we'll get to that. LJ, you found some interesting shit out in the wild, literally. Do you want to showcase what you found?
I'll have to show that one first, just to get out of the way.
Fucking make sure fucking Predpool doesn't have a heart attack like with the fucking horse.
Well, that's why I thought I'd show it kind of earlier so that he kind of got out of the way. See, I found this elephant.
Look at it go!
I just love the wobbly ears. The ears are like one of my favorite parts. Wait, wrong ear. There we go. You can see that one. Doing it to the other ear, you can't see that fucker. It's behind the head.
I myself and Predpool recognize that it's a Lannard Jumanji elephant.
Yeah.
And it's what's that goes with the 3 3/4 scale, so the kind of G.I. Joe scale, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So so far I've got 2 other ones. I've got the Panther, which I turned into a battle cap.
Nice.
And I got the brown bear that I turned into the black grizzly from Prey to go with my NECA Feral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're really cool figures.
And is there anything else that you want to show off, or any other weird fucking oddities that you?
Okay, so there's about 7.
Go on.
All right, well, I'll start off with the obvious, right? So, I think it was January, a guy from the Savage Crucible Weekly photography group that I take part in, he kindly sent me a Vetrus.
Oh, nice.
I kind of customized the shoulder pads to kind of color match the armor.
I wish they would team that.
Hey, Joey. Apologies,
Hey, what's
man.
up?
I obviously fucked up telling you the time. Apologies. It's a pain in the arse trying to coordinate stuff with different time zones, but
yeah, I get that. It's no big deal. I knew it was around this time, and I was going to check with you anyway. But then when you popped on and started typing, I was like, oh boy, I'm probably a little late.
Don't sweat it, man. I'm fucking shit with times again. Come here. We're going to bounce back in it close to LJ again, just so he can show off what he got. Go on.
Originally, he had black and silver shoulder pads, but I kind of color matched it because my OCD went wild. I didn't mind how it looked, but I was like, damn, it would just be nicer if it matched. So I spent about a week doing different color schemes to find a match. But Vetrus is an awesome figure, and I really love how wide that mouth opens. And I mean, my camera's quite shit, but the amount of detail in the sculpting in there is fucking phenomenal.
Did you LJ, did you have to remove the armor, the shoulder kind of pauldrons or armor plates, and like put primer on them before you repainted them?
So this is the thing. Normally, with most figures, when you try and paint over an already painted figure, it just chips and peels off like nothing. I know with this, I've managed to paint over the existing paint, and I've even done scratch testing, and the paint hasn't come off at all. I've scratched.
But did you have to use primer? Did you use primer or anything? Just straight on?
Nope. Just painting straight on, and it's stuck. It's been on here for about a week and a half now. And I said every day I'll do a scratch test just to make sure, and nothing comes off.
Okay.
So it's good. I mean, I know they've designed the slates to kind of be painted on straight away, but the fact that they've allowed you to paint straight onto the main figures just to add your own touch, and not have to worry about paint rub, that's awesome.
What else have you got? We'll fire through it.
Sticking with the Savage Crucible, I managed to get my second favorite figure in the line, one I waited for since I got Como. Nin, fucking gorgeous beast. He's not a Lemurian, he is a Saurian, which is
there's a dinosaur, there's an Allosaurid kind of look to him as well.
Yeah, and the best bit about him is he's so different, not only for his face sculpt and his long neck compared to the others, but he's the only Savage Crucible figure at the moment to have a separate tongue piece that kind of wiggles out of the mouth. So it's like all the others are kind of like sculpted to the bottom jaw, like the tongues are flat. This is the only one that's a sculpted separate tongue. And he's the only one that also has plated tail armor.
Nice.
So yeah, he's
Is the tail wire? Is it pulled wire?
No, it's like a ball joint, separate pieces.
Oh, okay. I thought it would have been like the NECA xenomorph tail or like what kind of wire one.
It makes me think of the movie.
Sorry,
what Predpool?
For some reason, each time I see that character, it makes me think of that movie Dark Crystal.
Oh yeah, there is
the
a Skeksis.
Yeah, the Skeksis. Yeah,
look to him all right.
Yeah, that hunch as well. That really long eland. Yeah, he's even actually, if you look closely, he's actually got that kind of a bird beak snout.
And the eyes, raised ridges on the fucking eyes and stuff.
He would be great for a Skeksis custom.
Yeah,
hands down.
Yep.
Yeah. Gorgeous for that. All right, just quickly going. A guy from Marty from your side of the world. A friend of mine on Instagram known as Simon Gleason. He mainly customizes Street Fighter figures. He did one Gears of War custom, and he recently said, "Look, I'm just going to send you this guy. Just take some pictures of him for me, will you?" And he did his first and only Gears of War custom, which this guy's a badass. Huh?
What's the head? It looks like Tiny Lister.
I have no idea. I think it's from it might be. No, I don't know. It might be a bit too big for a G.I. Joe. I've not seen that head before.
It looks like Tiny Lister from Friday. I'm sorry. Just you got knocked the fuck out.
Tell you what,
Devo.
He's got a war mace, so he probably did knock someone out. But it was just cool to get someone else's custom gear and kind of like he wanted me to write the story for it and shit. But now we get on to like just other kind of things. I'll run through these quickly. In my top 5 favorite figures of this year already is the Jada Toys creature from the Black Lagoon.
Jada does fucking amazing.
Great.
They do amazing Universal monsters. If you don't have the budget for NECA, they are a fucking worthy alternative. If you're looking, Jada, fucking pay me in fucking LJ for promotion. But seriously though, Jada are the fucking way to go for the Universal monsters.
But this is my first like Jada Toys actual like figure. The only other thing I own is like a budget Ghostbusters die-cast car. But this one I took. Now everyone knows with figures, when you take them out of the box, there's always some kind of stiff joint or some shit like that somewhere, whether it's an arm, a leg, or foot. This guy came out of the box, brand new, ready to be posed. Smooth. Everything was smooth.
The Invisible Man figure I got from that line, buttery fucking smooth. Didn't have to soak him in water. Didn't have to hair dryer. None of that shit.
Exactly. It's so good. And compared to the NECA version, he comes with an actual fabric net and the fossil hand.
Wow.
Which the NECA one doesn't come with, and the NECA one's much pricier. This, what, 25 pound?
Yeah, 25 quid, 30
Mate.
max. Again, fucking Jada.
Yeah.
If you're a Universal fan and you want Universal monsters, Jada is the way to go. They're absolutely the fucking way to go.
Yeah, I've got 3 more. I'll run through these ones because I'm not particularly keen on these. I thought I was getting a different figure. I ended up getting this Last Ronin TMNT figure. I thought I was getting the unarmored, big, bulky, kind of nude turtle because I thought he would go great with the Savage Crucible figures. And then this very tiny, old, grumpy turtle turned up with his shell tucked into his trousers. Huh?
Is it Donatello?
I'm not going to spoil anything, but he's definitely one of the turtles.
Oh yeah, I know the fucking story. I know.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's yeah. But I thought it was the big buff nude guy, and it turned out to be this grumpy old man with his shell tucked into a nappy. But he's cool. I don't mind him. Then I thought I was getting something even cooler, and I got this 6-inch endoskeleton.
Oh, you got the fucking Terminator Salvation. That's from Playmates. I have a boxed one of them. The only good thing about that is they kept the pipe. Have you a little flashlight? Or have you little...
Yeah. I didn't know because it said it had that feature. I was like, where? And then when I've got to try and get it right 1 minute. There we go.
Yeah. It has the pipe light eyes.
Wait. Yeah. It's a bit difficult to do on camera.
No, we can kind of see it.
There
we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. The old Kenner ones used to do that, but the skull looks goofy as fuck.
Yeah, the skull looks really... It's kind of like he's put on like fake Halloween teeth and he's just going...
Hold it right up. Hold it right up to the camera there. Like it's that's the Terminator's fucking Alabama cousin.
It looks like he's trying to play the harmonica without using his hands.
Yeah, it's a fucking hell. That is an ugly face sculpt.
But I am disappointed because I did get him really cheap, but I didn't realize that he's got a broken bit of the piping here, so I was kind of gutted by.
So his pipe between his leg is broken.
Yeah, I was really gutted about that. I didn't know until it turned up, and I was like, "Ah, shit!" But it was cheap, so but he's really tiny compared to the scale I usually go with. So it's
the Playmates were trying to make it kind of interchangeable to the Kenner versions, which were 4.5, 4 inches, maybe 4.5 inches in height. So, that. Anything else, or is that the last, or is there?
No, I've got one more. I went to my local Comic-Con today, which was my second one I've ever gone to. But it's not really like the one where you get the big celebrity signs. It's more like the Toy Fair Comic-Con. Yeah. And my goal was to pick up some Disney Lorcana cards because my partner Alice got me into Disney Lorcana like fucking crazy. And I really, really regret it, but I love the game. But I really wanted to get a figure because I wanted to take a photo with a new figure straight after the con because I live in the countryside. So there's loads of green everywhere. And I thought, really wanted to take a shot. The only thing I could find was this Iron Man 1 Mark 1 suit. I think 2008.
Is it Marvel Legends?
Marvel Hasbro. So I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably Legends.
Yeah, but he was a $5. So I thought, well,
I can't go wrong with that. No, that's a nice selection. That's a cool selection. I'm gonna jump on to Joey next.
Yep.
Joey, have you any old school stuff that you wanted to show off, or anything, any collections or anything that you're excited about getting, or are you good?
Well, for Christmas, now I'm a little bit older than you guys, so I'm old school. But my sister for Christmas, she picked me up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Steve Austin $6 Million Man show.
Oh yeah.
Lee Majors. So she picked me up this, and I had this when I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
And I always wanted to get it back. I had it. And and I kept it. And then one day when I was a teenager, I came home from school and it was all gone. My mom had given my stuff away to some kids, and I was devastated. And I never got it back again. And I tried to find it, and they were either very, very expensive or they were just hard to find. And my sister, I don't know how she got it, but she found it and she got it. She put it in a sneaker box. So I thought I was getting a pair of sneakers for Christmas. So it was the Lee
Nice.
Majors. So I was really happy with this, and it's they're hard to get. And another one I'll just show off is because LJ brought up the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I got one too. I love the movie.
Nice.
This is from the large Mego figures, and I'm a big fan. It's one of my favorite. This is my favorite Universal monster. I just love the way he looks, and I love the film. And so it was a coincidence that he had his, and so I had mine too. So I figured I'd show it too. So great minds think alike. And then one more I'll show is I got a Mr. Scott Star Trek figure, and
Nice.
this I got at a Buffalo Comic Con, and this guy was set. They were all loose, not they weren't in boxes or anything like that, but he had a bunch of them, and they were only going for $5.
Wow.
So
Fuck off.
yeah, so he and I saw Mr. Scott, and James Doohan, Mr. Scott is one of my favorite Star Trek characters. So I got this, and it's really sturdy, and I just love the way he looks. And I had it for a couple of years now, but for $5,
Yeah.
That's fucking nice. That's good, Nick, for fucking 5. They're awesome, Joey. The one question I got, for the Steve Austin, are you ever tempted just like to, when you're moving them from one shelf to the next, you ever tempted to go
yeah, the bionics. Yeah, I mean, what I really would love to get is the Andre the Giant Sasquatch figure, and I know they're hard to find too. They're very pricey, and so I had that when I was a kid, and when I used to watch the show, I used to sit with them in my hands, and play with them while the fight was going on TV. I would try to mimic the fight in my living room, but I'd love to get that. But yeah, to get that figure was special because I had that when I was a kid, and I remember taking it out of the box, and so I was happy to get that back again.
They're kick ass. I'm fucking astounded, impressed, not only with the figure, but the fact that you got it for $5 and you kept it in such fucking good condition. That Scotty figure fucking kicks arse, man. That's a wicked fucking collection.
Thanks, Martin.
No bother. Aye, we have Larry, aka the Horror Cat Dad, another fantastic collector
There he is.
of figures. What have you picked up recently that you want to show off and showcase, dude?
Well, one thing that I picked up, it's not necessarily a figure, but you might appreciate it, Marty. I was at a Hallmark store, and they had some Christmas stuff that was on sale, and I picked up the
Terminator Christmas ornament. Nice.
I didn't even know they made this past year. It's like from 2024. So yeah, I got it at a crazy good deal, man. So I saw that and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick that up. That was pretty cool. The only other stuff that I picked up recently was obviously the Vincent Price, and then I did order something. Like the last couple of days, I ordered a couple things, but they're not here yet. So
okay. And do you know what, Larry? Don't show the Vincent Price. If you want to see the fucking kick-ass Vincent Price Larry got, go to the dude's channel, check out his review. It's a kick-ass review, and the figure. I was astounded. I'm not going to fucking say what it came with, but the level of accessories that came with that figure. I know NECA are kind of. They're hiking the price and they're doing us a bit dirty on the fucking prices and stuff. But like even for what goes with NECA nowadays, I think that looks like a good value figure for the amount you get with it. Would you agree, Larry?
Yeah, definitely. And the other thing too is I pre-ordered it from the last toy store. I had a ton of points, so I actually got a percentage off from it. So it pays to have somebody like, that has like a rewards program. So that helped too. Like whenever the last couple of pre-orders I've done, I've had enough points to where like I can get a percentage off, like 10 to 20% off.
It's a kick-ass figure, and I implore you, go fucking check out Larry's channel. It's an awesome review, which is no surprise because all these fucking reviews kick ass. But if you're on the fence about the figure, check out Larry's fucking review, and that will set you straight.
Since y'all were talking about older figures, I mean, I can show you all some of mine, but I'm gonna have to, step away to go grab them real quick.
I'll wait.
Yeah, no, yeah, go for it, dude. Go first. I'll showcase what I have got there recently myself, and how it's a bit annoying, but I'll show you. So yeah, as everyone knows, I'm on a Ghostbusters binge at the moment. LJ, shut the fuck up. This is really annoying. Okay, so it's a good thing Jen. It's a good thing Jen isn't here. My eye won't pop out. My big fucking eye will not pop the fuck out. No matter how hard I squeeze, it is not gonna. You have to beat it. If you want your eye to pop out, you have to fucking beat the fucking thing. I mean, look, I got it for $6. I'm not gonna complain, but it's just annoying when you get a figure, and as LJ pointed out, the kind of action feature doesn't work. I'm so glad Jen wasn't here, because I would never hear the fucking end of it. Hey, Ben Grimm. I was always more likely to get the bad guys in these figures. They were cooler. Yeah, the ghosts and creatures were cooler. But I was chatting to someone else, and they said the original figure had that issue as well. I just think if you made a bigger bladder in the figure and had a lighter material for the eyeball, it'd be a lot easier. Like, you shouldn't have to beat the shit out of the fucking thing to make it work. But yeah, it's actually that's that. You know what, LJ? You've given me an idea for a fucking pop quiz question, and I'll start with you. Have you ever gotten a figure and the action feature didn't work, and you were like super disappointed?
Oh shit!
Or it didn't work like it was in the commercial. Joe, I'll put an asterisk on that. You guys can be thinking about it, and we'll have a look at fucking Larry's stuff, okay?
Yeah.
All right, man. So a couple older figures that I have, I didn't open them or anything, but I have this old creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know if it.
Jesus, the fucking creatures representing tonight, man.
That's nice, Larry.
What company is that, Larry?
This one is this is Sideshow.
Nice.
It's a Sideshow Toys. This is one of their, I think this is from. Where's the date on this? I mean, it's an older one for sure, but 99. This is from 99.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Nice. That's a kick-ass figure.
There's this one, and then there's also this other one, also Creature from the Black Lagoon. This one was actually a Toys R Us exclusive back then, and it was this guy.
Oh,
nice. That's a nice size. What's that? Is he about 10 inches? Like 8?
No, it's about the same as the other one. They're about the same size.
Okay. I don't know why it just, maybe because the packaging was just that bit wider. It looked.
And this one was a Diamond Select, and then what year was this one though? This one actually was 2014.
Okay, it's still nice. It's still a nice fucking figure. Just gonna look at a comment here. Ben Grimm says, "We have an action figure museum in my state. It's ran by a guy who designed the Simpsons and Lord of the Rings figures. Oh, cool.
Nice.
That's kick-ass. Anything else, Larry, or is there? Have you more shows, or is that it?
I mean, I guess the only other one that I got recently was I got this silver Silent Screamers, this knock.
Oh, nice.
From Nosferatu, and I already had Orlok, so I was missing knock, and then I got it from eBay.
That's a cool hair knock figure.
Yeah, this one's really cool. It's weird because the Aztec toys, I don't even know if they're around anymore.
They're probably gone. They're probably defunct.
But this is from 2000, and what was cool about these is that they actually It's sort of like it's like a diorama sort of thing. So like they come with like a plate, and then you can put the figures together. So
sweet.
And it makes like little scenes. But yeah, this one I want to get. They also made Caligari figures, so I'm hoping I can get those at some point.
Get the whole kind of silent movie line.
Yeah.
That kicks arse, Larry. I'm gonna go. Will I go? I'm gonna go back to the question I went with. Have any ever purchased a figure? And I'll start with Predpool. Have any ever purchased a figure or a toy, be it as a contemporary collector or as a kid from the day, and the feature didn't work, or what you saw in the commercial, it wasn't as cool when you brought it to play with it, or when you had it? Like even sometimes you might buy a figure and you're like, oh, this will be cool. I'll take cool photos with it, and it just doesn't work when you try to get a picture of it. Predpool, has there ever been a figure that kind of disappointed you or let you down?
Not in that aspect, because I grew up with G.I. Joe, and once they started putting a lot of like on the figures features where they shoot rockets and stuff like that, I kind of stopped collecting at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then in my adult life, I kind of don't buy that many as far as for the action figure, action features. Yeah, so I really can't, top of my head, think of like, oh man, I really wanted rocket to launch and it's not doing it. So I really don't have one off the top of my head remember feeling that way for.
Okay, one more question for you, and then I'll move on. I'll move on to Joey next. When you were a kid, was there ever a toy that was broken, and even though it was broken, you didn't want your folks to throw it out?
Yeah. It'll be even a G.I. Joe, like if I had like a Snake Eyes and say he's like, when I had the O-rings.
The O-rings, yeah, the snap.
I'll be like, no, cannibalize another figure. See, I can use, throw. Yeah, there's times like that. Even like now, like like I've still got like some stuff from when I was a kid, and messing with my parents. My wife asked, "Hey, do you really want to keep that? It's got it forever." Like, yeah, that's part of my memories. This and that. So, okay, no problem. Just asking, but yeah.
It's kind of you kind of, when you think back as an adult and think all the cool action figures you had, like I had fucking Mask toys and they're fucking gold dust now, and I know that Dad has a big fucking bag of old toys and broken toys in fucking an attic in a farmhouse out in the country. And I always pester him about going up there. And he's like, no, there's full of fucking, it's probably loads of rats and it's fucking, the floorboards are probably gone. And I'm gonna break into that house. I'm gonna break into my father's farmhouse some fucking day to have a look. Because I want my firecracker back. I want my Mantiforce ship back. I want it back. No, sorry, I had a bit of breakdown there. But I digress. Moving on. Joey, have you ever bought a toy that you were disappointed with? The action feature didn't work, or it didn't work as advertised? And what was one thing that was thrown out that you wish that hadn't been thrown out?
Well, I was lucky that I never had anything that didn't work properly. I mean, everything I always got seemed to work fine with the accessories. But yeah, I had a lot of stuff that got thrown out when I was a kid that that I wish hadn't gotten thrown out. One of them was the Sasquatch figure that I had, is about yay high, and was Andre the Giant as Bigfoot, and that got thrown out. And then of course the $6 Million Man got given away on me, and I got that back, so that was luck. And but as for like something that was broken, I remember the classic Mego figures. I had a Tarzan, and I'm a Tarzan fan, and so for birthdays or Christmases, I always got a bunch of Mego figures, and everyone was, I opened them up and it was fine. Then I got to the Tarzan one, and I opened it up, and the arm came off, and then the other arm came off, and it just fell apart. And I was so bummed out. And of course, my mom took it back, but I was like pissed off that I want everything to be fine, but it just disintegrated. You know how the Mego figures are. If one arm breaks off, then the whole thing just falls apart. That's what happened to the Tarzan Mego figure.
Yeah, those elastic bands on the Migos, they were really fucking temperamental. Even the new ones.
Yeah.
But it's again, I've been to vintage toy stores as well where they've had vintage GI Joes or Action Force for people in the UK, and they've been on the peg or the fucking tinsel on that the arms have come off, the legs have come off. It's just a torso and a pile of shit at the bottom of the fucking bubble because those fucking O-rings have rotted to ever living fuck. I mean, you're
but some of those toys from the '60s, though, I don't know what they were made of. But they were so sturdy.
Yeah.
Because they had this one figure back in the day. I got it from someone. It was called Johnny West. It was a Western figure, and I don't know how many times I dropped this thing, and it fell off the stoop and it would never break, it would never scratch. It was always fine. And I was like, what do they make them with? Because the stuff that I was getting, if you dropped a Mego figure, that was it. You were done. It was done. So but the stuff in the 50s and 60s seemed to last longer.
Yeah, this fucking reminds me of a story from play school. I wasn't allowed play with a Bosco puppet because it was basically a cloth puppet with a solid wooden head, and it was this fucking dickhead Barry fucking what was his name? He was playing. Okay, granted, we were both 6. I wanted to play with Castle Grayskull. He wouldn't let me, so I brought the fucking puppet head down on his fingers, and my mom was called. But it was the last back then. Just a quick look at the questions there. Ben Grin asks, "What's the coolest feature you've seen come with a part of a figure?" And LJ said, "Yeah, he's rubbery necked horse." Rob's vintage video says, "My figures aren't quite what they used to be. How can I get back to its mouth-watering self?" Rob, what kind of figure are you trying to restore? And if I can't, maybe one of the lads might have a fucking have an idea.
I think he's talking about his actual figure.
Okay. Then, okay.
If you find out, Rob, let me know too, because
you know what we could all use with some fucking.
I mean, join the club, mate. We would have had jackets, but they didn't fit. It's all right.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm fucking self-aware. I am fucking Jesus fuck. Right, smartars. What about you? What's one figure you got that the feature was fucked on, or when you got it, you were kind of disappointed?
All right, so in the early 2000s, Transformers Armada was on telly. Don't forget, I'm a 90s child, so I grew up 90s to early 2000s. And Transformers Armada was cool. I didn't get to watch the original Transformers until later in the years. But this really cool figure called Blur came out. And he was a cool, like, silver race car, nice, shiny blue on him. And he had, in his, like, car fins, 2 rocket launchers. And this is when they came with the mini-cons that you could plug into them and shit to, don't know if anyone knows the mini-cons. They were
teeny tiny little guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the feature was that you could either press on the cannons or attach the mini-con to the cannon and it would fire the missile. Never fired. Neither of them. Both cannons never worked. Ever. And it was gutting. I mean, it had 2 features where if you plug the mini-con into the back of the car, the fins would spray out like futuristic wings. That worked, but the cannons firing never worked. So that was disappointing because I was quite young, and anything that could shoot my brothers in the eye was brilliant. So when I couldn't do that, I was disappointed. In terms of one being like thrown out or given away, that at my school fete, there was a table that was selling toys for like £1 each, and someone had this 12-inch Gargoyles Goliath without his wings. And he was only £1.50 because it was for the school fete. And I loved that figure. And my mum and dad said, no, he's missing his wings. I said, but I might come across his wings at some point. There might be a charity shop somewhere that just has the wings. You never know. I love that figure. It was on my bed every night, had it for weeks, until one day I came back from school and it was gone. And I said, where is it? And my dad had said, oh, we packed up some of your toys we didn't think you used anymore, and we took them back to the school for the next fete. And I was like, it's been on my bed for ages. How would you think I wouldn't use it? It's been there. He's like my bed protector. I needed him. He was, you know, and then kind of following that same week, my brother broke my 12-inch Archer, and he had to be thrown out
as well. Fuck.
Yeah,
Small
so I
soldiers,
lost.
those ones were fucking class.
That was the rarest figure my sister had to struggle to find in the UK, because small soldiers wasn't a massive thing over here.
No.
And she'd spent 2 months hunting one down, and it wasn't the voice box one. It was, you know, the kind of more basic 12-inch with the head tilted up and the arrows and shit.
Yeah.
But I loved him. But my brother threw him against the floor and smashed him to pieces. And he had to be, yeah, it was kind of shit.
I remember one thing I will never buy a fucking LJN figure. Yes, their video games are shit, but their fucking figures are crap as well. I got Tigra, right? And you fucking looked at this bastard, Ron, and he's in the park like a fucking Easter egg. Honest to God, just a shell, just a hollow fucking shell. And I think I had him.
Silverhawks were like that too.
Sorry, Larry?
The Silverhawks were like that too.
Yeah, they were fucking LGN.
They were like hollow.
They were shit. They were fucking wank, man. Larry, what about yourself? What any fucking disappointing figures from childhood and stuff that was thrown out that you wish hadn't been thrown out?
Well, I mean, I guess it would be stuff that got thrown out as all my Turtles vehicles and figures, because I literally had like all the vehicles. I had the Technodrome, I had the blimp, I had the van, I mean basically all the main like vehicles. I had all of them, and they all got thrown out. I didn't have all the main figures. In fact, I still have my Raphael. You know, I still have my old Raphael. He was the only one that I had in regular Raphael, like no costume or anything like that. Yeah, those are probably like the ones that I regret that they threw out, and my mom just threw them out like one day. You know, the only other thing was the one thing that did kind of didn't work the way it was advertised was I don't know if you all saw those mutation Ninja Turtle figures where like they would transform.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I think I had like Splinter. I could never find the main brothers, but I had Splinter, and it was so janky and everything. Like I felt like it was gonna break. So a lot of the times I would just leave them as is because it was just like I didn't want to break it.
No, wouldn't want to. I hate that when you get a toy or a figure that you're like, this is gonna fucking crack. Speaking of, so right, the main fucking topic, the kind of springboard topic which I sidelined, is basically tips and tricks for figure maintenance. And like one thing, if you have a NECA figure and say the joints in the ball joints in the wrists are in the feet, if they're loose, if they're super loosey goosey, furniture polish. You pull off the foot or you pull off the hand, and you just coat the ball joint with furniture polish. That always works. Scuffs on paint, or if you get a figure that has a kind of markers or anything on it. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hang on a minute. I'll just blow it up there so
that's another creature.
Yeah, I'll have to try it. I'll have to try it on this one.
So
it's like,
what I'd recommend, Larry, is heat the arm first. Still it's soft, pull it off, dry it, and then use Mr. Sheen or whatever the fuck you guys use over there for furniture polish. But for removing paint, nail varnish. LJ, I heard this from a couple of people, but LJ showed me kind of the right technique to do it. That said, I still fucked up and had to clean off 2 of the bricks on the firehouse, but it actually kind of ended up adding to the look of it. Just be very, very kind of sparing and use a Q-tip. I know you're probably tempted to use a fucking tissue paper, but use a Q-tip. No. For anyone who has old Star Wars and old Star Wars or old Ghostbuster figures or old figures like Action Force with 5 POA, 5 points of articulation, there is, hang on, I'll show you now. Solo layout. There is this stuff. This is PTFE tape. It's essentially plumber's nylon kind of tape. It's for covering cracks and seams in sinks and plug holes and stuff. What you want to do is you want to wrap it around in the joint seams. It's malleable enough that you can actually make it thin to go in around, like even small 3 3/4 inch figures or 4-inch figures. It can go in around the leg joints and the arm joints. And I've done a video showing how, like,
I saw your video for that.
It's the best fucking thing to do. So if you have any Ghostbuster figures or Jurassic Park, that was another figure line that is kind of Kenner seemed to have issues with that, with the sonic welding. After a while, the figures would become super loose, so the legs and the arms would be like super janky. So again, as I said before, get this tape, get the PTFE tape. Make it nice and narrow and just wrap it in between the joints, and it makes the joints kind of solid again and they're not as loosey-goosey. They're my tips. Predpool, what about you? Have you any tips or anything that you think is essential for fixing, maintaining figures?
For me, sometimes with NECA, older figures at least, when you have like the option to change hands and you get the peg. And then, like, if you try to take the hand out, sometimes the peg will break and the peg is inside a hole. So then you pretty much feel, well, I'm stuck now. I can't put another hand in there. So I just kind of get my drill, get the right bit for it, drill into it, like pretty much destroying the old peg. So if there's another hand, I can just now replace it and put a different hand that the figure comes with.
Okay.
Sometimes not with just NECA, sometimes happens with other figures. At first when Valaverse came out, there was some issues with their figures as far as quality. They've improved it since then. But, if you want to careful, you can heat things up, a handout or some other accessory that requires a hole. That instrument I've been using quite a few times to adjust that. Aside from also customizing, head sculpts and so forth that I want to put from one figure to another from different lines. So use that also to drill out the hole, make it wider if necessary, then put it into a different figure if I'm trying to customize.
And before you do this stuff, if someone is going to do this, should they get kind of a dummy figure and maybe test out their technique or to get the feel of it? Because it seems like something that you need a bit of practice on, first of all.
Exactly. You want to get an old figure. I mean, I've had this drill about maybe, I want to say almost 10 or 11 years. So I've got, I'm used to it now. So like, for example, with Mythic Legions, this figure here, it's not that I had an issue with it whatsoever. This is the original head that comes in, that's fine on it. But I wanted to put a Storm collectible head on it. So I wanted to put this skull head on it. So
yes.
So now I can create like a more specific character with them.
Oh man, old man Marcus does the job for anyone.
And I've got him a helmet.
Yes,
nice.
So now that I can, but I had to drill, customize that way. So, but now I have, I can switch back and forth how I want him to look.
Predpool, Leah says, damn, he brought out the heavy tools. Action figures in the serious business. You fucking need it though, yeah. Is there any other chemicals or glues or anything else you use, or is there anything that you recommend?
Kind of I use nail polish for like loose joints. I put that tends to work for me. So I just take one from my wife without her knowing, and and then she's like, "Yeah, you must have now." I don't know.
I mean, I've done similar where I had to before I got my own scissors to cut the I guess what holds the figures in. I would steal my wife's and I forget to put them back. Like, and she would always blame my stepdaughter, like, "Why'd you take my scissors?" And she's like, "I didn't." And I was like, "Oh, it wasn't me. I'm sorry, I didn't put it back." But no, man, I'm gonna have to try that because I have an old McFarlane Elder Predator from AVP where it never opened, never did anything with it, but just over time, one of the hands just broke off. It's never been opened. It's not opened. It's still in the.
Yep.
Wow. Those McFarlane figures were
the old ones are terrible.
They're brittle. The plastic was really brittle. LJ, any tips or tricks of the trade that you want to bestow to people?
So, I mean, most of the ones have been covered using a drill or a Dremel to get rid of broken pegs from wrists and stuff, if that need be. Probably the most effective. I struggled with loose joints. I kind of went with the tiny elastic band method when it comes to like the waist pieces, like just above the shins. Kind of do that, and it kind of tightens that. And I think it was the tiny drop of super glue, and then kind of working it into the joint, not letting it fully dry still, letting it dry in motion. That way, it tightens up around the joint. That worked. Mine's more about trying to replace elbow pegs or for like single jointed knees. If your figure isn't pinless, by the way, because pin nice to look at, but a customizer's worst fucking nightmare. Like pinless joints have become such an issue for customizers because trying to remove or replace broken pegs, it's impossible without damaging it in some way.
I prefer ball joints. Pin joints are a pin in the fucking hole.
Yeah, it's become a nightmare. But my main thing that I like to do is like resculpting that like damaged areas and stuff like that. So most people do Milliput, but the thing that I like using, because it's much more giving and forgivable than Milliput, is foam clay.
Okay.
Now this shit can last. I mean, I've had this for about 1.5 years, 2 years, and I've used quite a bit of it, and there's still so much left.
Wow.
But the good thing about it is it's kind of like just standard clay. Kind of, you need it a little bit just to make it a bit soft. Then you can stick it to something. It sticks better if you add a little bit of water to the surface first. And then you can sculpt it any way you want. And then when it dries, it's just hardened foam, but it keeps most of the detail in there. And then you can literally paint straight over it. You don't have to prime it.
So no, that's like, and how much would that tub set someone back? Ballpark figure.
This one cost me, I think, £15. £15.
And how much, like, how many figures did you use it on, or how long have you had it for?
Well, so I've had it for about 1.5 years, 2 years, and I've used about that much. And I mean, I actually made most of a figure's armor out of this stuff.
Okay.
And there's still all this. And the good thing is, not only is it in a air seal tub, but they've actually got it in a Ziploc bag inside the tub, so it stays like moist for sculpting, doesn't dry out. But even if it did dry out, you don't have to throw it away and buy a new one. You just kind of add a bit of water inside the tub, let it get a bit wet, and then it just becomes malleable again.
Okay. So that's basically all your kind of tips and tricks and kind of.
Yeah. Also, look in your charity shops for cheap figures, because some cheap figures actually share same peg systems and elbow joints as NECA and McFarlane figures. I managed to replace an old Gears of War figure from a cheap army figure that had the same elbow joint that I was able just to switch out for nothing.
Yeah,
it is handy if you can find something that has basically the same kind of, I don't know, is the term mechanics the right term? One other tip or trick: if you get a figure and you want to give them a trigger finger, like if you want to see, for example, Jen got me, I should say. Fucking the woman's a saint. I love her to bits, and she spoils me rotten. She got me the WWF movie Rowdy Piper John Nada figure, right?
Nice, yeah.
And he has 2 open clasp hands, but I was like, okay, I want him to hold a gun. And one thing I hate is when people just have the gun just in the hand. So I like to give my characters or figures trigger fingers. So what you do is you get a nail clipper and you position it just below the tip, below the fucking base of what should be the trigger finger, and just carefully slice it. Use the nail clippers to carefully slice it, and you have a nice gap there so you can get that finger in through a trigger hole of it. I done the same with the last Marvel Legends blade that came out as well. Sorry,
I had to do that. I had to do that recently with a custom. I'm using my first Savage Crucible custom I'm doing, which ties into Gears. They've got the closed gripping hands where all the fingers are locked. And I put the hand in boiling water so it was really soft. And I used a Stanley blade just to cut right into the edge between the fingers, just to soften. And now, I'll take the head off so I don't want to spoil what it is. But now he's actually got a trigger finger. Yeah. And it actually goes into where the trigger hole is and everything.
Yeah.
So
that's it's again, I hate when you get a figure and they're basically gripping the base of the handle of the gun, and you're like, it's either that or where you've got the ones that have the open hands like that, and people just kind of like blue tack the gun like that. Yeah, I drive me fucking nuts. We're fucking nerds, lads. We know, you don't have to tell us. Larry, what about you? You're kind of a purist. You don't really fuck around too much with your figures, so you don't need to do a Dr. Frankenstein on them too much, do you?
I used to just do it to my G.I. Joes back in the day. I used to just, whenever stuff would break, I'd just take them apart and like Frankenstein different figures together and keep them going. You know, figures that I didn't like, I'm like, well, I don't really play with this one. Let me give Destro like some new arms, because I always hated that the thumb would break.
Yeah,
I don't know if y'all ever saw that or had that issue.
Oh, that fucking water is wet, the sky is blue, and G.I. Joes will lose their fucking thumbs quicker than fucking lads that own money to the cartel. Fucking no. Like
no, there was. I mean, the only things. I mean, I'm a novice, man. Like most of the stuff, it's like it's using hair dryer or like warm water to soften up some of the joints. Which I had to do for not the back gremlin, the spider gremlin, just to get the all the tentacles to go in.
Yeah,
I had to do that, and then trying to think what else. I think that's really it. I haven't really done. And then that's the other thing too. Like I got the John Matrix Commando figure, right? The NECA one, and it's like just me taking it out of the box. And like when I was doing my review, like I got somebody in the comments that said like over $100 figure that's worth over $100, and you're just like turning the head. I don't remember exactly. I'm paraphrasing, but this. According to them, I was like manhandling it or something.
Just fuck off.
Yeah,
I'm good. Joe, I might deviate from the topic slightly, but I'm gonna run by Joey. Joey, I know you're like Larry. You don't fuck around too much with your figures, but is there, for example, like your collectibles and stuff? Do you dust them, or do you have a particular tint for cleaning them, or do you make sure that's it like what have you any tips or tricks for collectors or suggestions for collectors especially with the Mego stuff, because you have a lot of cloth and stuff there. Like,
Yeah, well, I'm not like you guys. You guys like MacGyver, doing all this stuff. I mean, I wouldn't know how to fix my. I mean, I take care of my stuff. I hate dust, and unfortunately, dust happens to you. You get them on your DVDs and Blu-rays, and you get them on your figures. So I dust, but I just like I like cloth, and I'm very careful, and I haven't had any incidents. But I mean, the Mego figures sometimes they just over time they just break, or they just. I had one. I think it was a Mr. Chekhov Mego figure, and it just got loose one day, and I was like trying to keep it nice, and it just the arm came off, and then the leg came. I was oh god, it just disintegrated on me. But there are few incidents, but of course I take care of my stuff. I keep it in showcases, and I dust them off and everything. But I'm not good at fixing things like you guys are. I mean, boiling water and all that stuff, and you guys are like MacGyver.
No, but no, I look, it's good to know these things. It sucks that you fork out $60 or fucking $80 now for a fucking action figure.
It sucks
and
that you have to know this stuff. It sucks.
Yeah, you do. It's like owning a fucking purebred dog. It's like you gotta give it the right kind of kibble or the fucking thing'll die. That just seems to be fucking figure collecting now. Oh, what's Lamona saying? Everything is still in a box, so I don't have to that problem really. Oh jeez, fucking Lamona's going hardcore with that. Let's see. What's a new toy line that you're trying to collect all the figures for? I've been getting all the new NECA gargoyle figures so far. They kick arse. They kick arse. But oh, go on.
No, I was going to answer his question. As far as for me, I'm kind of like on LJ Gears on the Savage Crucible.
Yeah.
That's who that's kind of like more dedicated to get kind of most of all, if not all the characters.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty much done with like classifieds, Marvel Legends once in a while. So really just Savage Crucible is the one that I'm kind of more hardcore trying to get every character.
Yeah.
Also, fair play to Lamona. She's playing a fucking hustle here on the stream. Ben, you should check out my eBay. There's a lot of gargoyles on there. Do you know what? Lamona, drop the link to your eBay in the chat. And because I've seen Lamona's eBay and she's got a cool selection of fucking stuff. So be sure to check it out.
I got this from her recently too.
Oh, I've got that as well. That's so cool. It's gorgeous.
I didn't know this one existed. Yeah, man, that's like, and it's the NES Jason, which I mean, I had to have it. So yeah, y'all check out her eBay, man. She's got some good stuff. Like
I mean it, Lamona. To drop the link in the chat, and if any collectors want to check out the stuff, definitely check it out. Because she's got some really cool stuff. She has some cool DC figures as well. I'm trying to remember, but they kick arse. There's a nice selection, so definitely check out Lamona's stuff there. And I'm gonna exit solo layout. Sorry there, guys. I was just getting a message, but so going back to another question, and it's from what Larry kind of brought it up. What's the dumbest fucking comment you've ever got on one of your figure reviews? What's the stupidest fucking horseshit you've ever had to listen to? Any takers? Go for it, Larry.
Okay. So, and I know the one because I thought it was hilarious. In my review of the NES Freddy NECA figure. They were like, he's like, "Hey, bro, why don't you cut those nails?"
What?
I was like, "Really?" Like, I just said,
Dude,
that's all you could say. Like,
Larry, please tell me you replied with, "Dude, I'm reviewing Freddy Krueger. Of course, I'm going to keep my fucking nails long, motherfucker."
I don't even know if I responded. I think I just did like a thumbs up. I didn't say I don't think I said anything. I can't remember. But I was like, wow, out of all that I showed you like pay attention the most to my nails, you know. Another one that I recently got for that the NECA blind box that I did. I was told that apparently I'm what was it, entitled and like ungrateful or something like that.
What?
And
What?
yeah, because I had minor gripes about it, like about the boxes being damaged. And I told the guy, I was like, I don't know where I came off as entitled and what was it? And something like that, entitled and something else. I can't remember. I'm paraphrasing, but I was just like, I don't know how I came off with that, because I said like for the value, like everything turned out really well. Just my thing was just, you know, some of the boxes, and some of those boxes were like really bad. Like one of them was,
They
like,
were beat
really,
up to fuck, some of them, dude. I remember that review.
I was just like,
Entitled my arse.
I was like entitled. I don't know how I came off like that, but okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But the nail thing, that one really, like, I was like, seriously, like out of the whole review, that's the only thing you could concentrate on was my nails. I was like, that's interesting.
I was reviewing a fucking Jurassic Park dinosaur. It was Jen had sent me a bunch of the Hammond collection, right?
Oh, nice.
And what was it? The Concavinator. It was the Concavinator fucking dinosaur. It's the one with the fin in its back. And I got a comment going, by the way, you kept on calling it a he. All the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park were female, you sexist pig. And I'm like, what the fuck? I like, delete? Fucking psycho. I like, what?
They're all asexual.
Fucking, yeah, I should have fucking commented with that. You could have switched your gender, motherfucker. But I'm like, you were dead serious. And you want to know something else? I'm not going to fucking name any names. They were a fucking Jurassic Park figure collector. They exclusively, their channel done that. They were like, it's a female dinosaur, you sexist pig. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
They're probably watching right now, and they're probably gonna start hate chatting you.
I'm sorry, I misgendered your plastic fucking dinosaur, motherfucker. Predpool, what about you? Have you gotten any fucking wonkers of comments, or like any kind of weird statements on your reviews?
I had one, like in my prior intro music. One person said, if I have to hear your intro music every time, I'm going to kill myself, but have to see your video with music. Just forward. You don't like it. I mean, I changed it. I got tired of it, but no need to go that route.
Your music sucks. So you're not going to buy my album.
Right. It's not mine.
That's great, man. It's like
wow.
I don't know, man. I just think it's like, okay, some of the stuff that people say is just like, it's kind of like, okay, like you're reaching, man. You're reaching for something, and I don't know. I think it's hilarious.
I just
This girl, a girl, okay, guys.
Here, just fucking show us between the legs so we're 100% sure.
Oh no.
There is I saw a hole there though. I saw a hole there.
Oh, great.
LJ, what about you? Have you ever gotten any weird comments on any of your videos?
I will answer because it's a bit of a whirlwind. But Predpool was holding a figure a minute ago, not the dino. I just want to see what it is. Cause I'm nosy as fuck. So I was getting distracted by the figure he was holding. Oh, that's so cool! Oh yeah, I saw the video for that. That's so cool. Yeah, it's the AWOC armor, isn't it? Yeah, it's really cool. So I was getting distracted. I just saw the blue, and I was like, I really need to know what that is. I'm so nosy. And then, yeah, I was like,
Lizard Warrior.
yeah, it's so cool. It is so cool.
What, is it a boy or a girl, though? That's what LJ really wants to know.
From what we got told by Rob from Savage Crucible is that no one knows because they're lizard, they could be either. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So that's the mystery.
Life
we
finds
can
a way.
Yeah, we
Life
can
finds
choose.
a way.
Yeah, my comment was kind of a whirlwind.
Only the barbarians are the male in their
Okay.
Oh wow, that's gonna be a win. I mean,
Oh,
it would
man.
explain,
Trigger warning.
Como. Yeah. My strange comment was kind of weird because it was two comments from the same person on two different channels. And I'll explain this. I did a fixing figure review. It was how to fix a Gears of War 2 Scourge Cantus figure. The first Scourge I'd ever gotten was broke at the shoulder joint, and it sucked because Scourge open goes for around 80, sealed goes for around 160. Scourge is a pricey figure from Gears 2, but I managed to get him for around 45, 50, but he had a broken shoulder, and I had never fixed a figure before. This was still in my new days of customizing. And I got a comment and goes, "Aren't you a bit too ginger to be playing with toys?" And I said, "Hang on, I've not shown my face on this channel. How do you know I'm ginger?" He's gone, "Look at your movie channel." I've gone, "Okay." I've gone to my movie channel. He goes, "Aren't you a bit too fat and ginger to be talking about movies?" And then he left it with ... nerd.
They're obviously coming on to a fucking what does that make someone who's going out? Oh, for fuck's sake.
But the thing was, he had seen the figure video first, which means he'd followed that one. And by the way, he subscribed to both my channels and followed my Instagram. He watched that video, gone to Instagram, found out my other channel and my other Instagram, gone to the movie channel just to leave those two comments. He went through some really diehard shit to get these out to me.
Yeah, that sad fucking bastard.
But it was just, are you a bit too fat and ginger to talk about movies?
Also,
Nerd.
LJ, Jen said this before, but Lamona's saying it as well. You've the best laugh.
Oh, thank you.
Fucking hell.
It's just the absolute diehard dedication some people have to just try and fuck your day up. It's brilliant.
It's come on, get alive. Come on, Jesus fuck. Drink water, go for a jog, walk your fucking dog. Jesus. Joy, I know, like you're kind of you've departed a prior YouTube channel and you're not too fond about discussing it. But was there ever a time you were on a live stream or anything that someone said something that you were like, who the fuck is this? Or was there ever a comment left on a review that you done in the past or anything that you were kind of like, this person needs a fucking life? Can you think of?
Yeah, I mean, I can think of one, but it's annoying though how people they try to I mean, talk about movies and figures is a fun thing, right? And then you got these snobs or these people that aren't happy with themselves, and they try to.
Careful. You might trigger some. We might be entitled.
Yeah. But you got people that sit back and they try to like, okay, what can I say to make this person feel bad just so I can make myself feel good, and I got them and stick the knife in you. But those people, they got no lives anyway, so they don't bother me. But we were doing a Clint Eastwood movies review, and I said that I love Clint Eastwood and he's one of my favorite actors, and someone brought up The Bridges of Madison County. And I said, that's not my kind of movie. I says, I'd rather see Clint beating somebody up or shooting somebody. And then somebody wrote in, life isn't all about violence. People don't need to be shot and beat up. It's about romance too. And I just said the movie wasn't for me. I'd rather see Clint in like Dirty Harry or the Spaghetti Western, shoot him up and stuff like that. But this, I don't know who wrote the comment, but they were acting like I was some kind of psycho that I just love violence.
I'm not watching this bloodthirsty Joey channel anymore.
Yeah,
you could have said also, like, I'd rather watch him in Revenge of the Creature.
Yeah,
playing with the mouse in this coat pocket. That was just one big scene there. Or he had the other scene in Tarantula. He was the pilot. You only see his eyes. So yeah, but like I said, I mean, like, I'm not a romantic comedy or romantic movie person. I can't sit there, and those just aren't my kinds of films. I like action movies and horror and sci-fi, kung fu, and I got to have something going on. I can't sit there and watch people talking about their feelings. That's just not me.
Mm-hmm. It's look, fucking come. If you're not enjoying the fucking stream, or if you're not enjoying the video, fucking YouTube, there's 1,000,001 other fucking places and channels to watch. You don't have to be a dickhead, and you don't have to ruin it for other people. That's kind of
the one person that did to LJ. That was harsh, man. You're gonna sit there and make fun of somebody's weight and their hair color. The guy's doing a nice video, and you're gonna insult him? Why? I mean, he's a nice guy. He's got a great laugh. He's always in a good mood.
It's all the solvent. It's all the solvents he's inhaling from painting those fucking figures, man. That's what it is.
It's probably he probably watches South Park too much, and that's where he got his hate for gingers or something. Maybe.
Probably. The thing was,
he's a big Cartman fan. That's probably what it is.
There was when I first started YouTube in 2016. I first started like my movie channel properly. There was this one guy who started following me because I was doing 3D Blu-ray reviews. I was really into my 3D Blu-rays. I mean, especially Creature from the Black Lagoon, by the way, best black and white 3D presentation to ever exist. It is phenomenal. But sidetracking, there was this guy who was following me, and he was asking me to do reviews, and I was doing the reviews he was asking me to do. And then one day he's just gone, "Oh, sorry, I think I'm going to have to unsubscribe to you because you're not like this other YouTuber I watched. I thought you were going to do things like they were doing. So I think I'm going to have to unsubscribe you because you're just not for me." I was like, then why didn't you just watch them? Why are you telling me I'm not like... I know I'm not like them. They are a very skinny woman, and I'm a fat-ass man.
It's kind of creepy as well. It sounds like he was breaking up for you. I'm sorry, this is just isn't working.
It's just not working.
He was just like, "I'm so sorry I've got to do this, but I think it's best for me." Like, well, good for you. Like,
it's not me. It's not me.
Yeah,
it's not you, it's me.
But the guy's name was Alan Key, and I thought that was a joke, but it turned out no, he's actually called Alan Key. And I was like, right, so I'm not like other people, but you're named after a tool. I mean, it's kind of
oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, come on, man.
Jesus fuck.
You're not like that tool that fixes my things. I don't want to use you anymore.
Alan Key, that's great.
I thought it was a joke, but no, genuinely, Alan Key.
Do you pine? Yeah, Lamona's right. Breakups are so hard. Do you pine for Alan Key sometimes, LJ? Do you pine?
He is my reminder that people asking me to do shit on YouTube is never going to get it from me anymore, because when I do it, I get told, "You're not like someone else I asked to do this. I have to leave now."
Again.
It's like walking into Walmart.
There's a weird context to that. It's a good thing, genuinely. You don't do it like my other fucking partner.
It's like walking into Walmart and "You don't sell Pizza Hut here. I'm leaving you." It's like, what?
You don't do it like my other YouTuber.
You don't make me feel alive.
You're not like Mart Wall. I'm going.
Aye.
It's just one of those things, and I didn't get the mental attitude behind it because it was just. I know I'm not like, because the person that he was referring me to was this really skinny woman who didn't talk about the 3D Blu-rays. So I started doing the reviews because she would buy them and she would just go, yeah, it's good, and then put it on the shelf. And I was like, that doesn't help me know if I want to buy it or not. I can't determine if it's worth the money.
Oh no, look. Yeah, okay.
I got it, Marty. So basically, because you weren't a woman and you weren't just putting the Blu-ray on the shelf.
Yeah. Because I actually spoke about the 3D and because I was a very obviously big man.
You dodged a bullet there, man. There's chances are the guy was watching the reviews with his meat weasel in one hand and the remote in the other. And he's like, yeah.
You don't do it for me like she does. Stop talking and just look pretty.
For fuck's sake.
Oh goodness!
Fucking Jesus
like,
Christ!
At least you didn't get one of those comments like, "Why don't you shave your beard and grow your hair out?"
What? You got that?
No, I'm saying like, no, I didn't get that. I'm saying like, you know, since it was a woman, that the other guy was like that. Since the other YouTuber was a woman, starts like, and he was making suggestions to LJ. It would be like, "Hey, you ever thought about like just going clean shaven and maybe growing your hair out a little bit?"
He's like, can I post you some stuff? And LJ thinks it's DVDs, and it's like a leather catsuit or something like that. And a negligee.
I gotta get that.
You're okay.
Take care, mate.
Brother. Take it easy.
See you later, Predpool. Bye.
See you later.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, I felt bad because I was actually trying to be like one of the first people on YouTube to like actually review the 3D film, whereas this woman was just like, yeah, I've just gone all the way out to buy this 3D Blu-ray. I'll let you know what I think of it. It was okay. And then on the shelf, and I was like, what? Is it worth it? Because okay could mean everyone's eyes see differently. You could say it's great, but when I watch it, it could be flat as fuck. So I don't know. I'm not going to drop £20 on a 3D film if it's okay. I need to know. So I was like, I'm going to be the guy that does the proper. And then he's just like, you don't do it for me like she does. I'm going to go. It's like when you were trying to ask a girl at a school and she's just like, no, you're not my type.
Seriously, man.
Less is more. LJ, less is more, apparently. You know? I mean, just say, like, this is good.
Man, if I'd known that, I would have been anorexic.
The look, you dodged the bullet. It sounds like this guy was busted these not the 3D fucking reviews.
Oh, I hope not, because the woman that he watches, she was very innocent, and I really hope no one did that to her videos.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
What about you, Marty?
Again, I got the comment about being sexist because I called the plastic dinosaur a he and or they. I'd like you. They're all females in Jurassic Park, you sexist pig. Okay, I don't mind the correction on the gender, but then calling me a sexist pig. And you're fucking that
You're
chick.
not a real fan.
Honest, I was like, what the fuck?
Excuse me, you just had a go at me for saying that he is a she, but yet you called me a pig, and I am obviously an alpha male. It's
just weird. I've had other fucking. I've had other fucking comments as well, like, "Oh, your stupid Scottish accent is why you don't have."
No.
I'm like,
no.
First of all, it's Minnesotan, so
thank you, Larry.
Get it right.
My stupid Scottish accent, for fuck's sake, man! Jesus Christ.
See, I wouldn't even like get upset. I would laugh my ass off at a comment like that.
Jesus, I
think mine is the Australian. oh, what part of Australia are you from? It's like, nah, it's not Australia.
Dude, you're obviously fucking English. You're the most English fucking sounding bastard I've heard in a long time. You're like fucking what's the way to explain it? Fucking it's you've got the classic fucking the middle ground English accent. You're not super posh, but you're not some scumbag from fucking Albert Square either. You're nice in the
Problem
middle.
is, my voice isn't my real voice. I had to train to speak like this.
So what do you actually sound like, or can we not?
Well, my original voice is more like this.
Oh, so you sound like one of the Mitchells from fucking EastEnders.
Because I'm from East London. I'm where the Cray twins were born. Jack the Ripper prayed. I'm proper East London Cockney.
You're London geezer.
Growing up, I hated the Cockney. I really hated the Cockney. So I started trying to train my voice to sound a little bit in between, because I hate posh people as well. Most snooty bastards I've ever met in my life. Oh, the most snooty.
How?
Oh yes, this is a triple stitched lace doily.
Okay.
Good for you.
LJ, I gotta ask. Then, how the fuck are you friends with a mutual acquaintance who makes Blu-ray covers?
Because the thing is, there's a good story about it. When we met, we didn't like each other.
That's everyone with the dude, and there's no badness in him. He just doesn't realize he's being a snooty fucking.
No, it's because of his comment on my video. Because he was just like, "Oh, why are you using the word guys? That's an American term." And I went, "No, guys is universal, and it means like everyone. It doesn't mean specifically men or boys. It's like, hey guys, it's a." And he was like, "Oh, I didn't know this. I thought you was just pretending to be American when you're clearly British."
And I was like, "Well, no." He's a fucker for correcting English in fucking sentences. He's done it to me so many times.
It's because he was sent to a Steiner school, which is like the schools that teach you proper English grammar. He's grown up with that kind of, anyone that says anything that's different from that, it's kind of wrong.
Okay.
For him.
He got a higher education when he needed a fucking beating. He needed a fucking beating 24/7. I do still like the dude, but Jesus Christ. Anyway,
he's you got to learn to love him.
He's an acquired fucking taste.
He's an basically like taste. Sheldon from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
He needs to get like beaten up at some point.
He's like, hey, again, certain social fucking cues he doesn't gather, and like he obsesses over particular women, and he gets a tattoo of a particular woman, and you're like, what are you doing? But he's not a bad dude. He's just his head's in the clouds.
Yeah, I feel bad because like his humor's picked up a bit more since when I first met him, because he used to miss jokes. I mean, he has got Asperger's as well.
Oh
so
yeah,
he used to miss jokes. But one of my favorite moments, which I've got to, because it's still great, is like we were doing a live stream together, and he'd had one of his special cigarettes, and someone in the comments had asked me if I'd played the new COD, and he'd thought
it was the fish, didn't he? The fucking Egypt thought it was the fish.
Sorry, thing cut out. Sorry about that. Yeah, cut out. Sorry. So he had one of his special cigarettes, and someone in the comments of the stream had said, "Have you played the new COD?" And I said, "No, not yet." And he's gone, "COD? Ho, 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 ho. That is a type of fish." Oh, and I went, no. The Call of Duty. He goes, "Oh, what's that?" I was like, "It's a video game." He goes, "Oh, I've never played it."
I still feel bad because I met LJ on his stream. He was doing a live stream, and we ended up hijacking his live stream. He literally left his own live stream and let us talk about movies the entire time. And I'm like, should we see if the fucker wants to come back? Like, he has to.
I think he ended up just going to sleep.
Fuck. Nice guy, but it's just he's hard going sometimes. But you know, there's no badness in him. He's just quirky.
For all you that are tuning in now, this went from action figures to like talking trash about people that we don't like.
No,
I'm just kidding.
We're talking
like
trash about
him.
people we like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go.
It's a unique
What
kind
they
of
said.
stuff.
Sorry.
But no. Look, fuck it. I'm not going to let this revert into a bitching session or anything like that. But yeah, no, it's just strange that people take the time and the effort to come into your comments and leave something nasty. I mean, like, I get it. It's the internet. You have to expect that kind of thing.
Better to do. You know?
Yeah. I'm probably going to wind it up here, but before I finish up, guys, LJ, is there any reviews or anything coming up that you want to check out, that you want to promote or get people to check out? LJ?
Well, I'm coming back to customs. I've had a long break. I'm getting a big shipment of Savage Crucibles tomorrow, including one figure I need to complete the main figure set, which is the Royal Guard. Look forward to taking him out and taking some pictures because he looks gorgeous. I love the black scales with the white stripes. I think he looks really cool. Yeah, just trying to get back to customs. That's kind of the main thing. I did want to show off one thing. It's Alice's. She got it today from the Comic-Con.
Go first.
But it's kind of fitting with kind of some things that we've already seen today. She got a horror mystery bag. And in this horror mystery bag, she ended up getting this.
Oh, nice.
And this has become a de facto creature from the Black Lagoon stream.
It has, but it came with this little like cardboard coin thing, and then
is that a pond? What the fuck? Was that the guy that was in the can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the
There's even a picture on the back of what he looks like.
Jesus.
It's so cool.
Don't die, LJ.
Yeah.
But it says find the chase. I don't know what the chase is. It doesn't tell you what the chase is. It just says find the chase.
Rob Vintage Video says he looks like a pickle.
It's Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
It's Pickle Rick.
Gherkin.
Creature from the pickle jar. It's a low budget movie. No, I was trying to see if he was glow in the dark. He's not. But yeah, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, Funko makes like a whole bunch of those. But yeah, that one's pretty nice.
Again, it's become a kind of de facto fucking a de facto creature from the Black Lagoon stream. Speaking of, actually, I don't know how I can buy the lady's channel, but there is a channel, up and coming channel. She only has she is only on 200 and hold on, just have a look here. She only has 268 subscribers. Her name is Rachel from the Black Lagoon, and all her content is just all about fucking Creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, I have a link to her channel in my community post. Check her out. She seems really cool, really down to earth. She's got some really cool collectibles and well worth checking out. What about you, Larry? What's next on the show, on the reviews, or do you want to keep that under your hat?
No, I mean, I think what I'm going to be doing next is, I think I'm either going to be doing the Scorched Alien NECA figure, an accessory set, or the Laser Shot Predator.
Nice. The laser shot's cool. The laser shot's a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna be doing one of those two. I still haven't thought about it, or I still haven't decided yet. I I'm kind of like on the fence of which one I want to do next, and then we'll see when the other thing I ordered comes in, and because that one's more of like a blind box sort of one. But yeah, it hasn't shipped yet, so it's gonna be a little bit before that probably gets here. But the only things that I really have coming up is just those between those two figures. I'm gonna do one or the other. I imagine though the Scorched Alien one is gonna probably be. I don't know if it's gonna be a 2-parter thing or if it's just gonna be a long video because I'm gonna do both.
You're going to do the accessory set with the figure, yeah?
Nice.
I'm interested. But Larry, by any chance, do you have the Weyland-Yutani Commando?
No.
Okay. No,
From Alien 3?
Yeah, one thing I want to know is if the pulse rifle, because there's the kind of handle guard around it, and because the commando, the Weyland-Yutani Commando, the dog catcher, has it was really chunky, thick material on his arm. I'm wondering, will he be able to hold the pulse rifle in like a decent kind of manner? Hey, John Steele. How you doing, dude? I'd like to see a company do a proper Brother Voodoo figure. Brother Voodoo?
Oh, yeah.
Who? Enlighten me there, Joey. Who's Brother Voodoo? Or am I going...
is a Marvel character from the 1970s, maybe even late 60s. But he was in that group with Damian Hailstorm and Ghost Rider and Blade and
the Midnight Suns.
I don't know if he was in the Midnight Suns or not, but when Marvel started going dark in the 70s, they had all those characters, Frankenstein, the Zombie. So Brother Voodoo's he deserves a movie. They should really do a movie on him.
Okay.
They have a Strange Tales figure of him from the Marvel Legends series.
Okay. Wait, is that Larry? Is that the same one that my Bloodstorm comes from? The same line?
Yeah, that's Strange Tales.
Yeah. That's it. Fuck Jesus. I've a fucking head like a sieve. Did you guys ever fucking forget, like, what line or what figures you get? You collect so much, you're like, fuck, what do I have again? What do I just fucking madness?
Yeah.
I've had that happen. It happened with me with comics.
I know people who make lists on their phones of movies they have in their collection.
Yeah, movies is the biggest shit. Especially when you go out and you go, oh, I haven't got this one. You bring it all the way back and go, nope, I definitely.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah.
Fucking pain in the arse. Joey, you're on Instagram if people want to check you out. But that as well, and I'm not speaking for Joey. Hopefully he will cook something together fairly soon. Myself and Joey are going to do like a Canon stream, and we might even do a Canon month. So we'll discuss Canon movies, and maybe we'll have a different guest on for every movie as well. But it's going to be primarily myself and Joey discussing Canon movies, and it should be good crack. So make sure to check out Joey's Instagram though. If you don't follow Joey on Instagram, check him out. He's got a nice collection. He's a fucking cool dude, and just hopefully we'll get to do an John Steele wants to know where you're from, Joey.
Oh, I'm from New York.
So I think John is as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But we'll Joey, if you're still down, you still up for doing the Canon stream?
Oh, that's my bread and butter right there. I mean, the 80s and the 90s, Canon was my favorite company. They worked with Charles Bronson, Chuck Norris, Van Damme, Michael Dudikoff, the American Ninja films. Whenever you saw that logo and you knew you were going to have this cool action movie with they just put out so many fun movies, and just to talk about them, about guys like Charles Bronson, and I love those movies. And when you suggested that, I was thinking about maybe doing a Charles Bronson tribute, and you said, hey, how about we just do a whole Canon thing? And I was like, that blew my mind. I was like on board for that.
What's your favorite Canon film, Joey?
That's hard because there's so many of them. There's Bloodsport. There's the American Ninja. Probably the Missing in Action series with Chuck Norris. 'Cause I'm a huge Chuck Norris fan, and I love the I remember the trailers when I was a kid. Chuck Norris is Braddock, and you would see him popping out of the water with the gun, and and I just love those movies, and so yeah, probably the Missing in Action series.
My favorite one probably has to be. See, it's like fucking Larry. It's like asking to pick which is your favorite flavor ice cream. But if someone put a gun to my head, I'd have to say Masters of the Universe. I know it's a terrible movie, but it's a fun, terrible movie, and
it's a real fun movie. It's fun.
Yeah. You okay, Larry?
I was gonna say something, but I'm like,
no, go for it. Go on.
Say it.
Go on.
No, we're good.
Look, I've done streams with Jen. There's nothing that can talk me.
No, yeah, Masters of the Universe. I love that movie too. I mean, I never understood the grief, the crap that it gets.
Me neither. I love the movie.
And then I think I guess the worst one would be Superman 4 for me.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just
okay. I want to know something, right, guys? So you have Superman's strand of hair holding up this big weighted ball, 100, 200 pounds, whatever the fuck. And Lex Luthor comes in, not with kryptonite shears or kryptonite scissors or kryptonite.
Bolt cutters.
Shouldn't the fucking and you know what? That's the mildest issue. Oh fuck! I'm on a fucking soapbox about Superman now. I'm fucking. He takes your one fucking Lacey Lane or whatever. Who the fuck is Meredith Hemingway's character? He fucking rescues her from Nuclear Man, and he's carrying her around in space, like she'd be fucking dead. She'd be fucking dead.
I mean, we had Last Jedi where like Leia was like floating through space.
Yeah, but you could use some bollocks that the Force did that. Actually, speaking of Force, Life Force, Rob's right. Life Force is another fucking cool fucking canon movie.
I need to go back and watch that. It's been forever since I've seen that film.
I
guess
that was Patrick Stewart's first ever on-screen kiss, and it was with Steve Railsback. He'd never kissed anyone in front of a camera before. It was with Steve Railsback. Sorry, Larry, I could have crossed you.
No, it's cool, man. I mean, some of my favorites, yeah, obviously it's funny, Joy. The first Missing in Action movie I saw was the second one. I always remember that because I saw it at my cousin's house.
That's my favorite one. The series, the second one, I love that one, and Soon Tech is a great villain. I love that guy, and that great fight at the end. But I mean, it's the prequel shows all the stuff that he went through, and I love how they're all jumping out of the helicopter, and then they're like they said the guy's name is Missing in Action. And then of course Chuck Norris is the last one to jump out.
Do you think that the Menachem, Golem, and Globus, they saw the likes of Rambo and they saw the likes of Commando and stuff, or we want some of that? So they're like, okay, they were the Kmart, they were the Walmart fucking Commando and Rambo and stuff, but they were still fun. They did the job. It was like those shitty action figures you got in the fucking Dollar Tree.
I mean, Punisher was still good too, man. Like I don't know why. That's another one. I don't know why people gave it so much grief. I like
Frank Castle.
Me too. Louis Gossett Jr. was great in that movie too, and I mean, even the trailer was. I remember the trailer when I saw that. When him riding the motorcycle in the almost like the sewers or whatever, the alleyways, and that movie was good. But people knock things just to knock them, and I know when I post my action movies, sometimes I'll get a laughy face on them. Like they think they're stupid or silly or something like that. But I'll tell you one thing: any action movie from the 80s and 90s is just about better than anything going. Say, I'm not talking about Jason Statham is badass. and Scott Adkins is badass. I love those guys, but everybody else, I mean, I don't really consider The Rock an action hero because he goes back and forth. It's like he's trying to be too wholesome. He could be kicking ass in a movie, and then he's the Tooth Fairy in another movie, and I mean, I want my action heroes to be like, Chuck Norris and Schwarzenegger and Stallone. I want them to have the attitude. I know those guys. Go ahead.
No. Sorry, Joey, for cutting across you. The thing that annoys me with The Rock and Vin Diesel is they have things in their claws where they can't be knocked down. They can't. You know the way in certain action movies the hero's defeated, he's captured and stuff. There's a clause in their contract that says that can't fucking happen to them, or they can't be captured, or they can't be beaten up by a bigger dude. It's just weird. It's like,
yeah, I mean, I don't agree with that. I mean, if Arnold Schwarzenegger can get knocked down and Stallone can get knocked down, the whole thing about getting knocked down is getting back up again.
Yeah.
You want to see a hero. It's like when Arnold Schwarzenegger is getting tortured or Stallone's getting tortured, they're going to break free and get that guy that's doing the damage to them. And that's the whole thing about the revenge thing. But you don't want someone to be so superhuman that nothing bothers them, because it's like they're just like a big bully after a while,
Yeah, Ben Grimm says, they can't. There's a thing in their clause where they can't lose a fight.
Well, it's like what's his name? Unless it's Commando. Commando, there's no way those guys are gonna like from at the start when he's like with the deer feeding is like, okay, he's basically gonna kill everybody in this movie. None of these guys are none of them are gonna be enough to kill Schwarzenegger. I mean, even Bennett, like, he gives him a little bit of a run for his money, but it's like, yeah, man, there's no way he's gonna like, unless it's a movie like that. And I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Schwarzenegger just mowing everybody down.
Yeah, the guy that played Bennett, though, that guy was crazy. He was he was a sicko. What does he say at the end? You better blow off some steam when he
let off some steam, Bennett. Come on, give me the gun. Come on, forget the gun. Get the knife. Get me. Come on, I'm here. No,
I can beat you, John. God, I love that movie, man.
You're going to do exactly what we say, right? Wrong. Just blows the guy out the fucking shit.
Well, the best is when he holds the guy from the Warriors off the cliff, and he goes, "Remember I said I'd kill you last?" He goes, "Yeah, that's right. You said that." He goes, "I lied." And he just dumps him off. That was the guy from the Warriors. The guys with the bars going, Warriors. I was saying.
Does anyone notice he kind of turns French when he's dropped down? Because Matrix drops him. No, it is. He drops him and he goes, "Ooh la la."
Yeah, that's what I said.
Like, sorry, Larry.
Oh man, that's great. I love that movie, man. I love it.
Me too.
It's so good.
I'm with you, man. I love that movie too.
Like, some of the one-liners, they don't work, but they're still good. It's like, this big green beret's going to kick your ass. I eat green berets for breakfast. Like,
and right now I'm really hungry.
That was Bill Duke from Predator. Gonna have me some fun. I love that guy too. Yeah, I mean, these were actors that was so cool. Bill Duke, you can see and everything back then. He was just he's still alive too. So, but he's I know he's older now, but he was a great actor too. I love that guy.
I'm really hoping I get to meet him next year or this year. He's going to Texas Frightmare in May, so I'm he's like my number one. Like, I want to meet this guy. Like, so bad.
Are you going to get him to sign a copy of Predator on DVD or Blu-ray or?
I'm debating on what to have him sign or I might have him sign two things: something of Commando and then something of Predator. Like, I have this really cool like Predator poster, and you don't see his face on it, but you see like basically all their back of their heads, and then like there's like a silhouette of the Predator, the bio mask. And it looks really good. I'll send you a picture of it, Marty, later on so you can check it out. But have him sign that. Maybe. I don't know yet. It's kind of like, man, he's just to meet him and to be like, I mean, come on, man, Predator and friggin' Commando. It's kind of like, he could have just done those two movies, and I mean, that's it. But he's done so much other stuff. I mean, he was great in seeing him pop up in Mandy and like just other stuff that like, oh man, he's in this. Like
He's in Black Lightning. He's one of the
He's in Black
bad
Light.
guys.
Yeah, Black Light. Yeah.
Um,
There was so many great movies back then, and not just canon, but I used to like the low budget action movies, the ones with Red Brown and Strike Commando.
Stone Cold, man.
Stone Cold, another one. I met William Forsythe from Stone Cold. He was the nicest guy in the world, man. I got his picture hanging up on my wall, and he wrote that he goes, "You know me, I'm a worrywart, baby," and he was like the nicest. He was the nicest guy. I mean, I talked to him for like about a half an hour. It was an honor to meet that guy, and I mean, this guy was in so many. He was in Raising Arizona, Extreme Prejudice, and here I am sitting here shaking hands with the guy. You know, it was amazing.
Joey, he worked with Sergio Leone in Once Upon a Time in America.
In America, yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking kick-ass actor. Fucking yeah, Stone. Yeah, what?
He was in Out for Justice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Richie. Looking for Richie. Where's Richie? Steven Seagal.
No, I mean for me it was like I had a chance to meet him, but it was like meet him or meet Ken Foray. You know, like at that time I was like, man, I can only meet one of them because they like the money. I only had like my money. You know, it's like it was just kind of like, man, it's Forsythe. You know, it's like there's so much stuff that I want to talk his brain about, especially like Stone Cold or you know like his TV show. I don't know if y'all ever saw like when he played Capone, and there was like a short-lived like TV show that was really good. Just a bunch of stuff that I was just like I want to pick his brain about. You know, right? Like you mentioned, Raising Arizona. I loved him in that. He was great. He was great as the night manager in Career Opportunities as well. He was like all nuts in that.
I was actually nervous to meet him because he plays some really intimidating characters, you know, and then you meet him. He's kind of like your favorite uncle. He's like he gets up, he shakes your hand, he puts his arm around you, he punches you in the arm and stuff. And I was like, it was so cool.
Actually, Larry, he was in myself and Jen reviewed it. Ironically, he played a villain in another action movie that had an American football player in the lead, Firestorm.
Howie Long.
Oh, Howie Long, yeah.
Yeah, he was the main bad guy in that. He was fucking cool in that.
Did y'all ever see that? I can't remember the name of the movie right now off the top of my head. But there was one movie where he was like the hero, and he had a love scene with Carrie Weir.
Oh.
See, both of you were like, oh.
Wait, hang on. Was it one with sharks? Was it one with mutant sharks? Sorry, I know that sounds weird.
No. It was like an early '90s, like it was like an early '90s movie. I have to look it up, but let's see if I can find it real quick.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but you'd never think he'd be kind of leading man.
The thing of that movie was like I think he had just gotten out of prison, so he was kind of like the anti-hero, but he was the leading. Yeah. He was the leading man though in it. Let me see if I can find it, man. It's been forever, but it was like one late night that I was like watching, and I was just like, huh, I was like interesting.
Eldred, have you a favorite canon movie actually?
Okay, so I'm gonna watch everyone's head shaking disappointment here.
RoboCop 3 wasn't a canon film.
No, even though that's still a great film, but I don't know what a canon film is.
Oh, okay.
They were a company that they Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren.
So I've seen that one.
What's another couple of big ones that he might have seen, guys?
Bloodsport.
Cyborg.
No.
With Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, not a Van Damme fan.
American Ninja?
No.
Jesus.
I don't forget, I grew up watching the kind of things that 90s kids kind of watch at the time, unless my dad put it on. And yeah, my dad was into the British comedy or extreme horror. So unless it was those, didn't really watch them until I started getting older.
Are you a Scott Adkins fan?
I like Scott. I don't know everything he's been in, but I've seen him in a few things, and I quite like his action.
Yeah, he's a good actor too. He wanted to be Batman, and they got that William Patterson to be the Batman over him. This guy would have blew him away as Batman because he could have done his own stunts. They didn't need to put weight. They didn't need to put weight on him. I mean, that guy's workouts are phenomenal. So I would have loved to have seen him play Batman than Patterson.
Yeah.
So the movie I was talking about was Beyond Desire. Came out in '95.
Okay.
Fun fact: a friend of mine was actually in the new Batman film.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he wasn't. There for
It was
long,
shot
but
over. He was shot your neck of the woods. It was shot in your neck of the woods as well.
Yeah, it was in Liverpool.
Nice.
Yeah. He played one of the goons at the beginning with the white face paints and the.
Oh, okay, that Batman kicks the shit out of one.
Yeah, he was one of them.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm probably going to wrap it up here, guys, and let you get back to whatever you've got planned. But so Larry, you've got some reviews coming up, right?
Yes, sir. I have one of the two figures that I mentioned earlier, the Scorched Alien with the accessory set, and then or the Laser Shot Predator. I haven't done a Predator in a while. I do also have the camo Feral Predator. I've been thinking about doing that one too, but it's going to be one of those main two for now. When I got the Vincent Price, I was like, I had been wanting to open it up and review it, so that's why I had to. That one took precedence over everything else.
That's a top-notch figure.
Can I just ask Larry one question? Larry, do you have a favorite Vincent Price movie?
Last Man on Earth.
Oh, okay, that's a great one too.
Yeah,
I Am Legend, the original I Am Legend story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it in my review. The reason, even though again I know it came up before the other film, like when I actually saw it, it was like it gave me Night of the Living Dead vibes. And anybody who knows me, I love Night of the Living Dead. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. And but yeah, it did come out before Night of the Living Dead, but I just get so many vibes from that, and then it's probably my favorite. I also love House on Haunted Hill. I like that one too.
I love that one too.
Yeah.
LJ, can I make a recommendation for you, right? Okay, so if you want to start watching canon movies, where you start is right, Electric Boogaloo. Okay.
No, I don't know exactly what that is, but I always hear people make a lot of bad comments about that.
Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. You need to watch that. Larry will testify. It's a classic.
Just watch 2.
It's a classic. Like you love it. You love it.
I hear people talk about those. No.
Okay, right. Can't.
It's funny how people like talk.
Someone tried to recommend me Cannibal Holocaust, and I said no because I know exactly what that's.
Yeah, you don't need to watch that.
No. Nope.
No. When people like, it's going back to the Superman 4 thing. It's just like, I remember when everybody would talk so much crap about Superman 3. I was like, well, have you seen Superman 4?
Yeah.
Larry, did I ever tell you that there's a magazine that used to be sold over here called FHM, For Him magazine, and it was a guy's magazine, like
I remember that one.
centerfolds and fucking stuff. And they done a brilliant interview with Richard Pryor, and one of the questions was, "Were you ever on drugs on the set of a movie?" And he was like, "Have you seen Superman 3? What do you fucking think?" So yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
So yeah, myself and Joey are going to be doing a canon month at some stage, and we'll work out the particulars. Hopefully we'll have some people on. But if not, it's just as cool with myself and Joey. LJ, you've got some reviews of figures and stuff coming up, yeah?
Yeah.
So check out LJ's channel and check out Predpool's channel. He had to dust off early. But I just want to thank everyone who was in the chat as well. We had John Steele, we had Ben Grimm, we had Rob's Vintage Video. Lamona was in the chat as well. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anyone. And I think that was it. The rest of them were us replying to... Oh, Ginger Ninja. Ginger Ninja was in the chat. And yeah, that's it. But thanks to everyone who stopped in. And yeah, it was fun. These guys are fucking great. Check out their channels. Check out Joey's Instagram. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do this again soon. And have a good one. Take care. Bye now.